notice that 30 seconds. Good evening and welcome to WMRT today. I'm Hannah White and we're joining you live here in Hamilton, Bermuda for the Argo Group Gold Cup, the 7th event on the World Match Racing Tour, and this is how we got here.
Damien Diel crosses the finish line to win Match Race France. Rooney wins and takes Match Race Germany.
Bjorn Hansen is the new king of the Korea Match Cup.
And Ian Williams takes the second race and the win here in Portugal. Williams wins Stena Match Cup Sweep.
We hadn't quite had the results we wanted earlier in the year. To have a little bit go our way and take the win here has given us a lot of confidence to catch back up to, Francesco and Ian.
We are going to try to fight until the last moment to get a little closer to have a chance in Malaysia.
We're the only one really with a whole set of good results going into Bermuda, so it takes the pressure off us a little bit and actually puts it back on some of the other guys.
And at the end of day 2 of the Argo Group Gold Cup, the Bermudan weather has delivered and we had some fantastic sailing conditions for you today. We've got 3 groups racing here of 8 teams in each group, and these are the results as they stand at the moment. So in Group 1 at the top of the leaderboard, it's Francesco Bruni on 3-0, then Hansen on 2-0, Lindberg on 2-0, Radic on 2-0, and then Rees on no wins and 2 losses, Swinton on no wins and 2 losses, Paulak on no wins and 2 losses, and Walker on no wins and 3 losses. That group is still out on the racecourse at the moment racing, so we will have more results for you as the evening progresses. In Group 2, Taylor Canfield on 3-1, we've got Mursky on 2-2, Bernson on 3-1, Corbett on 2-2, Gilmour on 2-2, Robertson on 2-2, Fraser on 3, and Pearson on 1-3. And in the final group, Group 3, we've got Williams and Yell, both on 4 wins and no losses. Richard on 3 wins and no losses. Mona on 2 wins and 1 losses. Fellerese on 1 win and 3 losses. Miller on no wins and 3 losses. McLaughlin on no wins and 3 losses. And Jury on no wins and 4 losses. We'll just remind you that those results coming in all the time, so please do keep checking the website for the latest results. One result I know that hasn't quite been updated, Eric Mona, I know that you actually have just come in off the water, Eric, and ended up with a final win, giving 3 wins and 1 loss. Is that correct?
Yeah, we had 3 wins and 1 loss. But on the last the match we we got a collision on that, and the umpires have checked the boat, and there is a small damage on it, so we may have a half-point deduction on that.
And just talk me through that collision. What happened?
We were looking very bad at the start, and having Simone was having a big lead on that one, and we managed to catch up really from about 50 meters from behind. We managed to get back on the match and make constant wins to him. And at the end we were side to side at the finishing line. He had to drive away, and of course it was our last chance. We had to be quite aggressive. I was thinking we had a good position to be aggressive there, but that was not the opinion of the umpires, who penalized us for that. But it was our last chance, so we took some risk there.
Okay, now Eric, this is the third event we've seen you on the World Match Racing Tour this year, both in Germany and St. Moritz. But last year you had a great result here at the Gold Cup.
Yeah, we had a very good result last year on the Gold Cup. We finished in fourth. That was also the case the year before. So we have been in the final four for 3 times here now. But it's always the same thing. We have 3 groups of 8 competitors, and you need to be very strong from the beginning on, and you just need to lose a couple of matches and it's out. So we are struggling a bit now, because even this half-point deduction, if this happens, would be very hard for us. But we still have chances to get through.
And what do you think, what's the reason that you've been so strong here at all the events in the past? Do you think it's the venue that suits you, or the boats, or you've just come into this with a lot of confidence?
Yeah, I think it's a bit all of that, but we are here for the 8th time in a row, and I think that's for sure also an important thing to get used to these special boats, because these are special boats. But on the other hand, we are also allowed to sail with 5 instead of 4, which is usually we have a problem, because we are very light on the boat and we have too light, and that gives a disadvantage. And here it turns out that sailing with 5, we are on the weight and we have 2 hands more, so this disadvantage is no longer existing, and maybe that's a part of why we perform quite well here.
Now, just picking up on that, later on in the week, I think we're going to have some quite strong winds starting tomorrow. Do you think having 5 people on the boat instead of 4 will be an advantage?
Not sure it will be an advantage, because being 5, you need to be 5 very light people, and having 4 strong people. But at least it's not a disadvantage, as we have as usual. So we can be eye on eye with our competition.
Okay, well, we'll just have to wait and see if the Swiss dominate here, and Eric Monnin continues doing well here and matches or does better than his result last year when a 4th. Now, I'm joined by Taylor Canfield from the US Virgin Islands. Taylor, you're one of the youngsters here at the event. What does it mean to you to be here?
It's just nice to get an invite back for the 2nd year in a row, and happy to be here, new crew, and obviously started off the regatta pretty well, so I think we're pretty comfortable with our boat handling, boat speed. And
now, you obviously had a great day today. You took down Torvar Mirsky. I mean, one of our best performers on the tour this year. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I mean, we just go into every match like any other competitor. I mean, we know they're obviously sail together a bunch and sail on the tour, so I think we just go into it level-headed and kind of get ourselves around the course just the same way we would do with any other match.
Okay, and obviously your hopes for this event, you were here last year, it would be lovely for you to get past the sort of qualifying round.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Obviously pretty close in the qualifying round so far, and I mean, we have some of the lower ranked skippers left, but as we've seen before, they can easily take wins, so we're going to go out and just do our best and sail clean and hope to make it through.
And what's your background in sailing? I know you've done a lot of dinghy sailing, but how did you get into the match racing?
Yeah, just I kind of saw actually one of my mentors, Peter Holmberg, kind of coming up on the tour, and saw him in Bermuda when I was sailing the Junior Gold Cup here, and just looked like a lot of fun. So I started match racing with a couple of grade 3s and did all right in the US, and just continued on, and it's worked out pretty well.
And do you have ambitions to come and do the World Tour as a tour card holder?
Yeah, as of right now, it'd be great to, but again, we're just taking it one regatta at a time and just trying to move up in the rankings as we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Taylor Canfield there from the US Virgin Islands, one of our youngsters here on the tour, but having a great result today with 3 wins and just the 1 loss. Well, of course, we have heard from Eric Mona that every race here in Bermuda counts.
It's simple. Win one race at a time. 12 teams, 100 races, 1 winner. A race lasts 20 minutes, but a win only takes a fraction. Be 1 move, 1 inch, everything or nothing. To win takes courage, skill, passion and determination. This is not a game of chance or of luck. Read the elements, feel each inclination of your boat, choose your angle, make your move, win a race. No winners guaranteed, odds mean nothing. It's simple, win 1 race at a time.
And someone that can tell us all about how important winning every race is, of course, is Peter Gilmour, who joins me now. Peter, a mixed start to this event.
Yeah, it is a little bit. You know, we started off, won our first 2 races and then lost the next 2, and so we're 2-2 on the day. I think, you know, it's interesting hearing these youngsters. I mean, we were beaten by a couple of youngsters, Ruben and Taylor today, and Taylor did a fabulous job in beating us. So all power to them.
Now, there are 4 tour card holders in your group, which is not the same in all of the groups. You've got a particularly strong group, do you think?
Yeah, there is a fairly strong group, but it's at the end of the day, you know, it's about winning races. You know, it's a fairly binary sport, this, and we've got a new crew member this week, Simon Shaw. In fact, I should introduce him to you. You probably quite like him, but he's been fantastic. He's really brought a new depth to our sailing. He's won world championships in the past, and you know, so really syncing that together will probably take a little bit of time for us.
And I mean, bringing a new crew member in obviously does bring a different dynamic. And how long does generally a sort of bedding in period take?
Oh, look, it takes a long time. You probably typically 6 months or more before you really build a relationship and all of that. And it's pretty cutthroat to see, you know, different people performing under both, you know, good times, bad times, pressure, taking it easy. There's a whole combination of things that make good teamwork. And if you look at America's Cup teams, for example, some of the successful ones have been together for 10, 12, going 15 years or more. And the reason is that those relationships build over a long period of time.
Now, looking down at the results, you know, there hasn't been one person that's really shone out in the group. You just got 2 on 3 and 1. Your position with 2 wins and 2 losses, how are you feeling?
Well, look, I think it, as I said before, it's all about winning races. You know, we've got to now go forward against I think Mursky, Bernson and Robertson, and so, you know, each of those, if we had a win, that would count as a tie break against each of them, and I think it's what it comes down to. So it's pretty straightforward from here.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much and very best of luck for the rest of the event. Now, I'm joined by Terry. Hello, Terry. We've never met before. Terry McLaughlin from Canada. Now, you have quite an extensive sailing background. You've got an Olympic medal, I believe. You've competed in America's Cup. Just tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from and all of those things.
Well, I live in Toronto, Canada, and I've been, you know, sailing a long time. My father actually was in the 1948 and 52 Olympics and used to sail 14s against a lot of the Bermuda guys down here. Sailing all my life. I don't sail as much as I used to. I have to admit I sort of peaked in the mid 80s or so. I remember Peter from a long time ago. And but I don't match race a lot these days. We're concentrating on the New York Yacht Club Invitational this year and in 2009 and sailing Swan 42s, fleet racing. But I like to match race as much as I can. It's at this point it's a sort of an honor to be able to come and sail against the top guys. Haven't been as successful this year as last year so far, but hopefully we can win a couple before the end of the round robin.
Now, you've done a few Gold Cups, I believe. This isn't your first.
Well, the first one I did was 1985. I don't know when you were born, but I suspect not. I did 85, and I had the local Tim Patton organize my crew. I was in 95, and then last year I got invited, so I came, and we had 3 wins, 4 losses last year, and got invited back. I think we were well behaved last year at least, and so invited back this year. So at this point, we'll take the invitations when we can get them.
Now, we've talked a lot about the trophy and the history of the club and the history of the event and what it means for these young guys coming up. As somebody a bit more experienced, what sort of an opportunity do you think this is for some of the young guys coming through? We've just heard from Taylor, of course.
Well, I think it's great, and these young teams are pretty darn good, and they're working hard at it. I'm not a tour person, but I think this is unique with the IODs, the old-fashioned boats. I think it's, last year I thought, probably wouldn't have won 3 races if it wasn't sailed in IODs and it wasn't sailed in really shifty conditions, because the top guys, in steady, maneuverable boats would probably have a huge advantage. But I think it's good for these young guys to sail these old boats. We sail sort of sometimes 8 meters, and I used to sail 12 meters, and it is sort of a mini meter boat.
Okay, well, Terry McLaughlin, thank you very much, and let's hope you have some more success tomorrow. We will be joining you again tomorrow morning. I'll be back with the morning show, and then we're going live tomorrow for our live window for 2 hours. So please do join us then. In the meantime, if you have any questions, queries or comments, you can get in touch through Twitter. We are at WorldMRT, or via Facebook, www.facebook.com, World Match Racing Tour, or via the website, of course, WMRT.com. We will be back with you tomorrow for day 3 here in Bermuda, where hopefully we will finish the qualifying round and get straight into the repechage. So do join us then.